madre mía de mi vida. Yo ya no me acuerdo qué es lo que yo tenía que hacer, ¿eh? Pero hoy, ¿a qué día estamos? Entiendo que a martes. Tengo que hablar con Kuno. ¿Y esa mujer cómo se habla con ella?
So you tried to kill Kuno's girl? What's up with that? You want to talk about it?
Not all of us. Acts like that stick with you for a while.
No one's moving anywhere. Do this shit again, and Kuno's gonna climb in your room at night with a knife. Kuno knows where you sleep. The pig who fucked his window up. I'm gonna climb in through that balcony, put the fucking knife in you. Yeah, I've been in your room. But you and Kuno are good for now, pals. Shoot that shit at Kuno. Let's have a jolly time. And you're back in business with the Kuno. Now what is it? The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's 12. He's huge. What are you? Fucking 80. When Kuno's 80, Kuno can fit 4 of you in Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Trying to fuck on Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows. So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate. Ask him yourself.
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
Kuno doesn't...
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardy. The 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print. 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something? 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here. That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary? Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor? Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
A drummer only uses their right foot for the kick drum. You're right, it's stupid. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? 200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes. I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy, the one with his front teeth missing. Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him? I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hang.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashon. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
Which one is missing, do you think? I'm going to say it was our old soul. Yes, I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best if we just keep our eyes open. I'm sure our investigation will eventually lead us to the old soul.
Ea. No sé qué es esto que me han dado.
Aces high.
Ah, mira.
For the rest of the world, the Aces High is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
No puedo subirla.
Yes?
Vamos a revisar. Hay que ir al puerto.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffiti. The mail collection box has no faith.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you? Yes, the Debardiers Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. It's a Belle McGrave, 4.46 caliber, bridge loading, Revachol made. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I understand. Unfortunately, I don't know what else to tell you. These BMs are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Still,
Obviamente.
all you see is an old soldier refuses to replace his uniform with a civilian.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer?
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. Oh yeah, like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt,
Coño de-
mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. That's just what it's like, life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it, day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style. Wasn't easy getting that giant novelty check from Everard. Took some ingenuity to get into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it. You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot
Muy buena,
yourself in
Rosen.
the
Tienes
mouth?
vacaciones, qué bien.
But are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from
Mira,
you
este también
every
está de
time
vacaciones.
you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Every time you wipe your ass, they got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony.
Tengo que hacer lo de la
One tax
inscripción,
that
señores.
doesn't even
Ahora,
have a name.
ahora vuelvo.
Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here. Total tax duties add up to...
A ver si se me cambia ya la pantalla.
%98 of all your money. What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples? Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth.
Está ahí yo.
I have really outdone myself. This
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
The only one you have.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then? Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
Died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back. Will it now?
departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
A quick grimace of pain passes over René's features, but he immediately regains control. His face now a dispassionate mask again.
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
Hostias.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
He suddenly remembers you are still there, falls silent, and turns away.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning to walk and talk.
You stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. This was different. You... No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Sweet, sweet Jenny. Of course, officer. Memories? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
A ver, Gary, me quiero sentar, ¿vale? Cómodamente.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Vezavane. Turns the way the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
No, thank you. For being consummate... Sure, officer. No, thank you. Oh, the goal is to throw your bull. As close... That's the cochonnet. Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rope. Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must... I could, but I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up your time with trivial details, officer.
Is he denying you information when you clearly requested it? That's it. We're blowing the lid off this man, Jar. You need to know things.
Then there's measuring the distance between the bull and the cochonnet. I always measure ours, but usually it's done by the player who threw last. The opponent has a right to remeasure if he has doubt about the result, and...
Can you believe this clown? This is information you must have, and he's stalling. Lives could be on the line, and he...
So weird. What was that, officer? Actually, please, let's talk about something else.
Let's cool Mr. Fight or Flight down before he kills someone. He gets overstimulated. But
Yes. I'm sorry, officer.
Good. Gaston finally understands the rules now. Let's see if it makes him a better petonquista.
Petanquista.
What was that all about? Some experimental interrogation technique you're honing? We should leave quickly before it happens again. Right now is a good moment. Hurry up then.
No será sobre petanque, pero será sobre sándwiches.
a man so principled about his sandwich calls for a principled approach. Time to get political. You really do. Now, unleash the fury.
What? What oppressors?
I am not going to listen to this scummy gunnery.
Huh? Yes, officer. I really don't understand how my sandwich could... I would rather just have this one, officer. It's really good.
The skepticism emanating from the Merry Senior could be sensed all the way to the Seminine Isles.
No, everything would fall off. Look, officer, I'm not...
Ya está, te dejo con tu sándwich, ¿eh, Quillo? Ya está. Y yo ni un cachito de sándwich me ha dado, tío. Terrible. Se me ha quedado pillado. No puedo desbloquearlo todavía. El autoguardado me ha petado el juego, ¿eh? Madre mía. Por si acaso, ¿sabes? Ya. Oye, este señor creo que es nuevo aquí. O señora. Señores.
Looking for something to read. It is. I know you are. What with? My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his...
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... I don't really need to know where my husband is. No. Why are we still talking about this? I have...
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
What? Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. An array of neurons fire up with joy. Bum her a cigarette, lest it turn to pain.
No, I don't. Why do you think that I smoke? It's not like yours look much better. I already told you, I don't have any.
She's lying. She's goddamn lying. She
Sure.
has smokes.
From the kiosk? There's one near the harbor. It's Frita. You can look it up.
She sighs.
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking. What if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's the bad vibe you got before.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock.
She's getting upset. Her voice has risen as she tries to convince herself that
They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about that. Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing?
Did someone say party?
Un
You
guateque
could use a
salvaje.
party. Hunt it down.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being...
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Please, let's do.
The woman before you.
¿Eh? ¿Qué es esto?
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossil.
Probably some kids.
A simple but clever solution to ruining a coin-operated.
Yo me encantaría poder correr en este juego, ¿eh? Aunque sea un poquitillo. Un poquitillo más rápido solo.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah, why?
Why must we stop to look at this wall?
Can't believe you didn't take the shot.
She continues to be here. All due to you being a cat. This kid is way...
No sé dónde me he metido. La verdad.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita. Your heartbeat quickens, palms go sweaty. The siren of amphetamine is singing you her song.
Cortapernos ponía, ¿no?
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe. Snip. The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links don't let the quiet fool you. The beast is in there somewhere, ready to rip you to...
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills.
Good. Confiscate it.
The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something in the other room. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Don't wait. Celebrate. Blast that shit right here. Take inventory of blast it before you face the beast. Deruita. You're... Bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even. Something underneath there is breathing. It doesn't give a shit that you're a cop. Stop your hand now, or you're... It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out.
Voy a guardar, tío, voy a guardar ahí. Buenos días. Vamos, vamos a despertar a este señor, a ver qué pasa.
Bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stain, something underneath. It doesn't give a shit. It's not too late. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol. And you don't have to take him down. He's already down.
I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves.
A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep.
Well, judging by the color of his hair, I would say yes, it is.
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. There's still plenty to be scared of here, just not what you thought.
I think he's still quite bad. I mean, what he has come to. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but at least he won't be beating his son.
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open.
Dios.
Not a pretty sight. Look, he's trying to communicate. What is there to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side. We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. The arms, they don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few.
The pile of blankets grunts miserably. The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets. And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pigs, he says. He's trying to call you pigs. His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore is...
At least he got to say his piece. What is there to do? We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste. They don't do charity.
The pile of blankets.
Well,
the lieutenant, there's still plenty to be scared of here. Just...
No, it really doesn't. This man...
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark...
Look, he's trying to communicate.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive...
I suspect that's exactly what they're trying to do. There aren't many communists around.
You hear someone walking around inside. This door is made of metal, and no one answers.
We should return in the evening.
Pues para atrás. Rubito.
Give me a moment.
Joder, qué cantidad de puertas y de cosas, ¿eh? Y yo aquí no he estado, me cago en mi puta vida.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are. Yeah, you got me now. The dynamic between us has completely changed.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage. I ain't no snitch, pig.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to...
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. I ain't no...
Actually...
We weren't put on this earth...
Pues sí que he estado, o por lo menos he hablado con esta. ¿Ves? Pero es que esto no he estado yo aquí, creo yo.
Yes?
¿He estado por aquí abajo? Ah, coño. Sí que he estado.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else.
She wants
tiene que ver
to
una cosa
answer
con
the
la otra.
question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Word has travelled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines...
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
This... reality.
The aim is to gain a deeper understanding.
A sort of spiritual quest. Something of ancient Ilmaran origin.
You will find him a big fan of the ancient ways. It's part of his condition.
Nothing wrong with ancient ways. Our modern ones aren't necessarily better.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay? 6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what it... Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, and if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality. Well, I am a bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird? Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before... Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off. Splat, splat. Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen in... Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture.
Vaya.
We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the... She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and... I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Cattle has the ability to subsume all... All right. What next? We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jam. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. Yes. We're on an island in an ocean.
Vast. lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amid
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value.
Revachol. Revachol is what you call the great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the I think it's fair to say so. Martinique, 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiance. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon. Then this is one thought you need to complete.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. What I am not is...
Everyone wants to talk about themselves. She will.
These are unimportant times for the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare. No, I would say the apes were neutral. On the other hand,
No, the tiny apes are doing all they can to be better. It's not their fault.
the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. To foreign intervention, the coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The coalition of nations, Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sierra Clay, the armed center
Muy
of
buena
the world.
bestia.
They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
Oops.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the...
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
Hombre.
An almost endearingly moralist standpoint. It must be hard to take a moderate approach to head shooting in your line of work. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists...
She's not gloated. It's a relieved...
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well, did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. About head shooting? The turn of the century revolution? The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end nearly the whole world had gone. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then it made people overthrow their governments. Of course not. It
Muy
was a
buenas,
highly
Manco, ¿qué tal?
infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
Avocato, ¿qué hace? Que me está entrando un sueño de repente, tío, y siempre me pasa antes de irme al trabajo.
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Ven aquí, anda.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the...
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill, Precinct 41.
The zone of control is the third modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-easlary communication. 43 years. Hard to... The 20s saw a decade of urban war west of the river level. The 30s,
Voy a ir rápido
No.
porque...
It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative
Vaya.
easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash. An Isla White. Welcome to reality, baby.
Ole, he subido de nivel.
From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain, and we could have had so much more. Every one of us. Oh, good question.
Ya le voy a dar la última, hombre.
What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
And I asked you. Past less detective of the city.
Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing. A cold creeps up your spine, reaching its...
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago?
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The charge dissipates into the dark water. All is quiet on the Martinez inlet.
Esperando a que me digan cosas y me piro. Pues curro de equipaje de Iberia, por las tardes. Estoy ahora mismo en formación, pero a mitad de agosto me meten en plantilla.
There is peace in the heart.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this...
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position.
And what is your official position?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was safe.
Understandable. They are what they are. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know? Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.